Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of our Azure Administrator Study Series. Hope you guys had a wonderful day and we're glad. Hello, Rafael?
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. Yeah, I had a huge burst of noise. I guess it's your generator starting up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had some
So
issues, so I had to go and fix it. But everything is cool now.
everything is
I'm
cool now.
I'm good till we finish.
All right, that's great. So, guys, thank you for joining us once again. Today we do have our Raphael here to join us with our session. He's going to walk us through with Azure monitoring services. So, I guess you guys are excited as I am to join the session, right? So, Raphael is a very experienced cloud engineer, and he's done a lot of talks about different Azure services and if you guys join any of these communities that we do present, you will definitely know Raphael. So today he's going to deliver to us. So Raphael, I mean, you can tell us a bit about yourself, however you want to do it.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much for the wonderful introduction. Well,
you're
guys,
welcome.
it's been a fun ride all these years. We've been doing Azure, and I'll be sharing a little bit of my knowledge with you. I see today's topic as very critical because at the end of the day, for every business, the most important thing is to maximize profit. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that resources are not being wasted, to make sure that money is not wasted. Everything is used the way it's supposed to be used. So today we're going to be deep diving a little bit on how to uh, manage costs and how to monitor your resources in a way that in a way that brings joy to the company. Yes.
All right, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this session. So, I believe at the moment we can actually begin. We got like 5 minutes into time, so this will be a good time for us to begin the session. So, right, so I'm just going to share your screen now.
Okay.
All right.
So guys, I'll proceed. So from the screen we can see that the topic is design monitoring. And there's something I would like you to understand about this topic. Okay. The exam is just taking between 10 to 15% of the total marks. So it's not that much, but at the same time, we need to, like they say, the little things sometimes are the things that where we miss it the most. So I'd like us to pay a little bit of attention because even though the mark is little, but it's very interesting. So according to the cost the study guide, okay, according to the study guide, we have two things on the agenda today. I'll be focusing on agenda number one. So, and when I come up next again, I'll be talking about agenda number two. The reason why I decide to focus on agenda number one is because agenda number two is full of similarities. All the things in agenda number two, it's like the same. So, but we're going to focus on number one because it's all cost related. So let's proceed, guys. So the first thing, according to agenda number one in the study guide, is saying we should recommend a solution for cost management and cost reporting. So when you look at it very well, it's, you know, when you're talking about cost management and cost reporting in Azure, the first place you need to go to, there is a special suite, a tool built for that purpose. The first place you need to look is the cost management and billing suite that is in Azure. So this thing has been placed in Azure to help you analyze, maximize, and optimize the cost of your workload. So it's not rocket science. It's easy. Later on, as we go into the demo, I'm going to be showing you from my own dashboard how this tool looks like. So there are a few little things that we can do with the Azure cost management and billing feature. The first one of it is it helps us to conduct administrative tasks such as paying of our bills, paying of our cloud bills, managing of access to the costs. We can even download all the usage reports in either Excel or CSV format. And also, it will help us to identify the opportunities that we need to change. Not only that, we can also set spending threshold. So it's a very, very interesting tool. Later on, you guys are going to see it for yourself as we move along the study. So proactively, it also can proactively help you to apply data analysis to your costs. Moving forward, on the first part of our learning journey today, we're going to explore and analyze costs with cost analysis. So the first thing, cost analysis actually is something in that cost management tool that I talked about earlier. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to use it to review costs, So we're going to review costs in cost analysis. We're going to check out together customized view. There are a few options for customized view. And also, we're also going to use from the tool, we're going to be able to download together the analysis data. So all this I've just said is all from the study guideline. Please, let's work together and have fun time. So when we talk about costs, basically, okay, there are a few people in the organization that are responsible. Guys, just give me a minute, please. Sorry for that.
Guys, yeah, no
Yeah,
worries.
I'm here.
Yeah.
So when we talk about costs in an organization, there are a few people in the company that have been given the mandate that can actually help us, make sure that everything is going well with regards to costs. From experience, the three most important ones and the ones that have been recommended by Azure are the ones that are on the slide. The finance people would, at the beginning of every year, the finance will always make a budget in collaboration with the department and all that. So the finances are responsible for approving your budget requests across the organization based on your cloud forecasts. So your departmental head will have to make a plan. Okay, this is what we're going to use. Maybe we're going to make some apps that will benefit the company, and this is what we're going to spend. This is how it's going to go. So he's left for them to work with the finance department to make sure that that request is approved and is in line with the goals and the objectives of the organization as a whole. So the next group of people that will help us to make sure cost is well managed in every company are the managers. Like someone like Sakofi, he's on the front line of business decision in his organization, and he will be the one to work with his team to know how much they've been spending on the products and push it forward, to the bigger house. So lastly, the people that are actually working on the on the app itself, the people that are actually the smaller circle, which is the app team. So those are the engineers that are doing, like myself. I'm a cloud engineer. So if my boss know wants to know certain things, he doesn't work with the tools every day. So he needs to consult with people like me and group other groups of people that are doing my kind of job. So these are the three levels of people that can help that can help organizations to manage costs. So moving forward, all we've been saying so far relates to billing, So like the account I'm going to be using to demo for us, I created it just yesterday because my original account has a sponsorship feature on it, and it does not show cost analysis. So I created a new account, and you know I'm going to be showing you guys later because there's a special thing. Okay, Azure does not, the billing features are only active when it is on pay as you go, or is on enterprise agreements basis. So still speaking about permissions and roles and who is supposed to be able to do what and not to do what, in Azure, enterprise agreements has 6 different roles because like I mentioned earlier, like my only pay as you go actually, and the enterprise accounts can actually get these features. So and when you have this feature as an enterprise, you know if you have an enterprise account, you need an administrator. The administrator has full access. You have the the another role that is read only for the administrator. You have the enterprise administrator purchaser, just as you see it on the screen. So like moving forward, the enterprise administrator has unlimited roles. The All the roles are all unlimited except the personal the account owner. Like the account I told you guys that I opened yesterday is an account owner account, and I just have I can only do one thing. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be moving us to Azure Portal so that we can view from there. So guys, we are in Azure Portal, and the first thing you need to look for, okay, the first thing you need to look for is the cost management icon. Okay, cost management icon. and when you are signed in, when you are in the cost management page, the next thing you need to do is to click on scope. Sometimes if you're not too used to, you can just put scope in the search bar. It would okay, like scope, from what I understand, has to do with selecting the particular subscription, selecting, because in one single account you can have like a lot of things, and inside those subscriptions you can have a lot of resource groups. So the scope will help you check which accounts you want to view cost related information about. So with regards to this, we're going to be checking this too, but let's check on this one first. Okay, so here we have three resource groups. The default one, the one the one with a demo app that I've created. So I'm going to be clicking on this one. Let's see what's. I'm going to be selecting the middle one. Let's see what cost information we have. Okay, from the look of things. Okay, earlier today I actually had to delete the VMs in my account because I was seeing some unrealistic figures with regards to costs. So just give me a few minutes, guys. It will come up. Okay, so guys, at the beginning of the talk, at the beginning of the session, I made mention of the cost management portal, which is very, very, very important to everything that we've been talking about today. So and here it is. Here it is. So the cost management portal helps you to is a set of tools given by Microsoft Azure to help you manage your cost, to help you drill down into what resources are eating your money, like what resources are eating your money, how to streamline, how to know, and also how to like take it by according to the number of views. Actually, according to the exam guides, it's actually not more than this. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you guys on this, you can see that you can see these view tabs. Okay, so you can see this view tab. If we click on cost by revenue, sorry guys. So if we click on cost by revenue, you can see it on the screen. We have we the resource type. We have app service plan. There was a virtual machine. There was a disk, and the amount that was charged for each one is listed on the far right, as you can see. The service itself is zero, but for consuming the IP, for the disk, the virtual machine, the plan itself, that's what Azure charges for. So if we click the view by daily costs, so according to the exam, you need to know what kind of views, the total number, the number of views that you can drill down to. You have the accumulated cost by resources, daily cost by service, and by invoice. Okay. So if we decide to change the scope, this one, what we've just seen is from the Azure subscription. So let's change the scope by clicking on this and selecting. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, it doesn't give us anything, but because it's loading. Let's hold on for a while. Okay, it doesn't show us anything, but that's just that about the cost management tool that has been provided for us by Microsoft, so that we know what's happening to our costs, what is happening to our daily spend, our accumulated spend, our forecasts, our forecasts and all that. So, and we can change the dates. By the way, this account is new, so it's not going to show. It's not going to really give us anything. We can filter. we can filter by usage. As you can see, total cost is like $29 already. So it's a very, like I said earlier, the main purpose of every business is to make profit. So this tool is like, it's very, very, very important, and trying to understand how to use it to drill down your cost. To drill down your cost is a skill that every one of us, even apart from writing the exams, every one of us must have. So the most important thing here on this view, as you're saying, we clicked on cost analysis, and the first thing was scope. Scope helps you to drill down. Scope will help you to drill down into the type of subscription. So it will help you select the resource group, and it will also help you, yeah, it will help you select the particular resource that you want to, like, focus on with regards to the checking of costs. Okay. So, and also the second thing I mentioned is the views. Okay. Then also here we have the filters. So that's that about the cost the cost tool. So I'll be going back to our slides. I'll be returning back to our slides. So, like, the first thing when it comes to uh, being able to uh, check for the cost of anything, you need to know the scope that you are checking for. The scope will help you drill down into which particular, resource, and it will help you manage whatever, that you're trying to look into. If like from here, if it's a billing profile, if it's the subscription, if it's so let's move forward. Okay, this was taken from my account. As you can see, we have the accumulated cost. Like I told you earlier, in the views, there are certain things that are showed. We have the total cost, accumulated cost, daily cost, forecasted costs. At this point, if any one of us have any question, I'd gladly take it.
Yeah, we got one question coming in from Vijay. So Vijay say is subscription and account the same?
Okay, you can create an account, but to do anything, you need to have a subscription. This like this account that I'm doing this demo from, it was actually created yesterday, and I was called by Microsoft. They had to confirm if what I was going to use it for. I told them, um, I explained my situation to them, that I'm actually using it for a demo, that I can't use my work account for this. And also another one that I had, it had it had a special stuff to it, and it doesn't show cost. So the truth is, to be able to see cost, you need a subscription. It's either going to be an enterprise account or a personal account, just like this one that I have. So to answer your question, it's not the same. You can have an account, but you need to have a subscription. I hope I have answered your question.
All right, thank you for that. That's the only question we have so far.
Okay, so moving forward, moving forward, during the demo, if you looked very well, I took us to the views page. Okay, so there are a few things we can take away from this section. There are a few things we can take away from it. Okay, we saw the accumulated view. The accumulated view is what will bring the graph, those graphs that you're seeing, that you saw on the screen. Okay, it represents the predefined cost analysis according to dates and how you filter it. We take away from this session also the actual cost, the total usage, and the purchase cost by month. If you if you look very closely, I when I did the filter, I drilled down on my accumulated cost for this particular moment. It showed just 0.72 USD, but for everything that I've done so far, it brought the cost of 29 point something. So the cost analysis page from the cost management tool, it can help you get the accumulated cost. It can help you get the actual cost. It also can help you forecasts. And mind you, Azure is not a place where we play with money. If not, I would have launched. I would have spinned up some VMs. But the thing is, when you spin, they will charge you. They will charge you. So okay. So also with this tool, it also showed the budget, how you try to spend your money, and you select according to scope. So I'll move forward. Still speaking, uh, we all saw this from the demo. I showed us the customized view, so in, in the exam, it's not actually going to be more than this, it's not going to be more than this. So what things can you actually, what can you do from the cost analysis page? You can get a customized view. You have the scope on one side. The scope will help you drill down into which subscription you want to, the scope will help you drill down into which subscription, and in that particular subscription you'll have the resource group. So I can have like maybe 100 10 resource groups under one subscription, and I might not want to check all the, so it will help you drill down into which particular resource group you want to check the cost. So one thing about customized view, if you select whichever view you want to select, you can pin it to the dashboard, and it's also shareable. I don't know if I showed you that. If I've not logged out from the portal, okay, so we see, for example, we show this view. So for example, we show this view. We can decide to share it, you know assuming that your boss is asking you, okay, please, Raphael, I want to see. You can just, click share and copy and send. You can also download as well. If we click the download button, you can see we can download it as a PNG, as an Excel or a CSV file. We also have the option of exporting it. So there are so many fun things that we can do on the cost management page, okay, just to help us drill into our spend. We can also set it. You can set anything you want, like you can set a budget. Okay, like I told you guys earlier, this account is new. So, but assuming that I've done a lot with it, I can set a budget, and with the budget I've set and whatever I have, it can. With the budget I've set, whatever I have, it can give me a forecast. So, so many interesting things that we can do here. The next, okay, so before moving out of this page, before moving out of this page. Uh, so guys, you can, for example, do this, and you can pin a view to the screen, to the dashboard. You can pin it. So just a minute. So I hope I've showed you guys all the little things that we can do here. So we can also create a budget. We can create a budget. For example, we name this Azure Study Series. The one thing I will encourage all of us to do, one thing I will encourage all of us to do, let's not just study for the sake of exams. Uh, let's get these accounts and let's just have fun with it. Let's click on those icons. Let's click on those tabs. Let's create those budgets, and see, and see what really is there. Because at the end of the day, when you're working with these things or when you're having fun with them, it's easy when you come across a related question in the exam. Like if we create a budget now and a question relating to this comes, you should be able to answer it. So let's say a budget is 10. We set an alert, maybe budget 40%. Fell at arrow Microsoft. So guys, we can do so many things. We can create a budget. The forecast is not available because the account is new. We created a budget. We played with views. We played with scope. We played with downloads. We've also touched on this as well. We've touched on settings. This is not too relevant. So I believe we've played with all the relevant things that we needed to play with, with regards to cost management. So we're going to move forward to the next session, to the next part. Okay, I've also shown you this from the page. We can download as PNG, we can download as CSV, and we can even export. So according to the course outline, okay, there are two sections for this. There are actually two sections. The first, excuse me, the first section is talking about cost analysis, which is what we've just looked at. Uh, the second section is talking about recommendation of a solution to minimize costs. So for recommendation of a solution to minimize costs, we're going to be looking at the Azure Advisor. So the Azure Advisor helps you to optimize and reduce your overall Azure spend by identifying the resources that are not used, the ones that are underutilized, and so that you can do what is right. You can optimize your environment and you save money for your company. We're going to be looking at the demo later on, but let's move forward. So some few things that the advisor can help you do. Okay, if the maximum value of your CPU is less than 3%, if this statement that you see on the screen is true, it will advise you to shut it down. So it is actually a smart. It's actually, if it's actually helping us to make sure that we don't get into trouble. So if the network is not going very well and the utilization is less than 2% for over 7 days, the virtual machine will shut down totally. If the memory pressure is lower than the what is supposed to be, it will also shut down. So let's move forward. one thing I have One thing that I have discovered with Azure Advisor, everything that it's going to give to you is all related to best practices. So I remember when I was taking No, every architect exam that I've taken so far, I have that of Oracle, I have that of Google, I have that of Microsoft. Every architect exam that I've taken so far, when it comes to certain things, you need to like put your mindset in. You need to think about best practices. So as your advisor will help you, optimize your spend. By choosing the right size. If what you're doing and the machine that you've chosen, the number of core, it does not correlate. It will advise you to actually choose the right one. Also, it will eliminate all unprovisioned express route circuit. It will reduce every idle network. It will advise you to, but at the end of the day, is actually left for you to apply those recommendations, or you know dismiss them. So what I like about it is it gives you advice based on industry's best practices. You say the truth is, who would leave an Azure data factory pipeline that has been failing? Definitely, you need to delete it. So it's a best practice. So, as your advisor, according to my experience, okay, guys, I told you this account I'm using for demo. I created it just yesterday. So initially, nothing is going to show in the account because it will take like 24 hours for it to optimize to give you a recommendation. Not just for Azure only. For my work, my day-to-day work, I use GCP. GCP does the same thing too. The old recommendations would it will take another 24 hours for new recommendations to show up in the recommendation tab, and you will need to, like, it's left for you to apply or dismiss those recommendations. But recommendations are always taken very, very serious. So as your advisor is all about recommendations that will help save costs, the recommendations that will help follow the best practices. Before we go into the demo, does any one of us have any question? I'll gladly take it.
Yeah, we got a few questions. Sorry, we got a few
Sorry?
questions that came in. All right, so let me just bring this up. We
Okay.
got Angelica is saying that, is there a way we can use student subscription? So I'm guessing in the line of getting the Azure credit. She probably want to ask, is there any way we can get that? Yeah.
Of course, of course. Here is the truth, okay? What we are working on today, if you have a student subscription, it's not going to work with it, okay? But I have one particular account, okay, because when I'm playing with when I'm studying for exams, or when I'm trying to play with those features on Azure, I don't use my work account. I have an account that I connected to my student's ID. I graduated in 2014, by the way. So in Azure, regardless of if you schooled 15 years ago, so long as you take your student ID, you place it in there. No, sorry, not student ID, student email. So what you need to do is to look for your student email. So long as you get the student email, you place it there, then go back to that email to verify, to confirm. If you confirm, you get a subscription, you get the student benefits. I don't know if you understand me.
Yep, that's so obviously once you have the student email, you should be able to get that
Yes.
benefit as
You
well. All
you
right.
you you, you don't need to use that student email to create the Azure account. Keep your normal Azure subscription, but
Yeah.
look for the place where you can verify your student email. Once you can verify, the student credits will be applied to your account.
Okay, that's great to know. I never knew about that one. All right, so we got another question from Angelica as well. It's Oh, sorry, the wrong one. All right. All right. So, say, are you covering the analysis cost, consume resource, and how we can save costs? So, I believe that's what we are doing now.
Yes, this section is what I've talked about so far. Okay, what we're doing according to the exam guide is two things. Okay, cost analysis and recommendations. So cost analysis has to do with a tool in Azure that helps you to check the scope. Scope will help you drill down to the subscription, and in your subscription you have resource groups. So scope will help you choose the subscription and the particular resource group that you want to check. So okay, that's number one. That's about scope. Then secondly, you have views. You can choose which view you want. Okay, the view we show you what's it to show you those graphs, and the cost elements in that view. Then you can choose to share it with your boss. Microsoft will give you a link that you can share. You can choose to share it, or you can choose to download it as a PNG, CSV, and other stuff. So that's that about. I've just given you a summary of what you've missed so far. So next we'll be talking about recommendations.
Okay. Thank you. That's all we have in terms of the questions. Thank you
Okay,
very
so
much.
I'll continue. So we'll be talking. Okay, this is actually we don't really have much. This is actually the after this. I think we'll be done. Okay, so what I'll just do, advisor. So it brings the advisor tab. As you can see from my screen, if you're looking very well, it refreshed. So uh, in the advisor, according to what we've been talking about so far, has all been related to cost. So the first thing that you might want to be interested in is to click on cost. But sorry guys, this account is new, so nothing is showing on the screen because it takes 24 hours to cost related information to pop up on a new account. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're working with a student account, you will not be able to view cost analysis and cost recommendations. So it's strictly for enterprise accounts and pay as you go accounts. So on the cost tab, you can see you can download as CSV, you can download as a PDF, you can create an alert. The good thing about it is, okay, we can create an alert. For example, I think earlier this morning, no, yesterday, I created a web app and I named it Sia. Sia is the name of my woman. So I named it Sia. So let's assume that web app is still running. So I'm going to create an alert. So if the impact is high, okay, so allow to maybe uh, email, send an email when cost is overboard. Okay, so okay, no, so okay, so, I don't know. I'm not seeing why is it not. I don't know why it's not selecting anyways. Okay. Anyways, we can create an alert, for our costs. Okay, hold on. So, oh, it didn't create because I deleted the web app. There is no resource. There's no app in the resource group. That's why that thing was grayed out. So we don't actually have anything. It's actually empty. There's nothing. I stopped everything. So Uh, so we were here. We were talking about advisor. So uh, on the advisor tab, we can also check at security. So you can see cost, security, reliability, you know, everything that we need. We can check on security. So like here, we can so let's move on. Okay. Anyways, that's that. By the way, I think that's the last I have on my slide. Okay. Okay. So I don't have much to show you on the I don't have much to show you on my advisor tab because nothing is showing up because my account is new. So if I have enough time during the next session, I'll run here again so that we'll see what's here. Because in the next session we're gonna be talking about logs. We're gonna be focused on the nitty gritty of monitoring. So we have a lot during the next session. So I'll come here and see what we can come up with again. So according to the exam guide, the last thing that we'll get is reservations. Okay, the last thing we can get with regards to costs is reservations. So one thing you should know is that Azure Reservation help you to save money because you can commit to 1 year, 3 years. Because like the place where I work, we always like to go for 3 years because at the end of the day, the when you have the mindset of long term, you discover that you're saving you're saving some good money for the organization. So if you have a consistent usage, like I just mentioned, we always go for 3 years because we always using cloud resources. So if your company has a consistent resource usage that support reservation, buying a reservation is the best that you can always do. So if if you that is listening to me today, your company has not been reserving, please you should make an effort to talk to your boss about the need to make reservations. So and after purchasing, the discount automatically applies to you. So all reservations except Azure Databricks are always on an hourly basis. Okay. So earlier on, I gave you a list and I gave you rows of who can do what and what can do what. So who can manage a reservation? So assuming this my account had i can I can because the person who buys the reservation and the account administrator of the billing subscription used to buy the reservation are added to the reservation order. So as you can see from the screen, you know that's just it. I think ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today with regards to costs management in Azure. I hope that you've learned a thing or two from this. But in summary, let's just rephrase it a little bit. Okay, the two takeaways from this is a cost analysis, the cost management page of Azure,
Yeah.
and the Azure Advisor. The Azure Advisor gives you best practices. Okay, like for example, like what we saw from the slide. Okay, uh, don't let an idle, for example, a machine that has been failing, you need to delete it because it's failing. So Azure Advisor, everything in Azure Advisor just follows best practices. That's number one. For number two, the cost analysis page helps you see what you're doing right, what you're not doing right. You created a budget. If you're going above your budget or beyond your budget, it helps you see the kind of view you want to see. It helps you to download. It helps you to download the it helps you to download the page, the view. It helps you to share the view as well. So that is a summary of what we've talked about today. I hope that uh, you've learned one thing or two from this session.
Yeah,
Thank you for
definitely.
listening to me, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Raphael. It's been a wonderful session. I've really learned a lot. I mean, going through all the cost management, the budget, the advisory, and the best recommendation. We can't thank you enough. I mean, it's been a lot of good information here today. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next session. So hopefully it will come very soon. So I'm guessing it will be next week. So everyone, make sure you have this one in your diary. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to share the details, I mean, the contact information for Raphael in the chat. So I've just posted his Twitter handle. So if you have any questions, you can easily, I mean, reach out to him. So let me just post it into the chat now. All right, got it right there. And
Sakofi. If you would it, I don't know, would you be able to like Google a student subscription in Azure and paste it for the person that asked?
yeah,
I think
yeah,
if
sure.
you Google it, you can see the link on how to.
I got Azure for students. I'm just going to paste that in there. So this is the link for the Azure for students. And let me see if I can copy this one as well. And I got this link as well. So this third link will be LinkedIn profile for Raphael. So if you want to follow, that would be great to do so. So once again, Raphael, thank you very much for this wonderful session. And we are going to have another one next week. So everyone, many thanks. And we will see you guys in the next one. So peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.